Hello everybody, this is week 2 video reflection, and this week we're talking about basically what went better than expected in the application, as well as what didn't go very well. Well, what I have to say that went pretty well with the application, considering I have taken this class before and not a pro at JavaScript, is jQuery. I'm loving the shortcuts. It actually makes a lot more sense to me. Um, the UI. Creating the UI. I still had to use some of the div parts for it, as I couldn't find an alternative to make everything work the way I wanted to. So basically my form still uses the whole div tags. Couple other sections on there use it. The local storage, that went pretty well. And actually testing out the HTML. I had a little bit of a hiccup on there. I couldn't figure out what a couple of my errors were. Um, but Douglas went ahead and showed me exactly where they were and what I needed to do, so that was excellent. What didn't go so well, I would have to say, would be the edit, delete, and the validation. For some reason, that validation code that's already pre-written in our sample just doesn't work. It will crash my app. It won't load the page, and it will just crash the browser. The edit and delete functions, I couldn't get them to work as I wanted to, so I actually removed them from my application. Douglas, if you can see it, they're not in GitHub at all. As in, I tried several different ways, and I just went back to making the app work. What skills from the previous courses that I've used that I rely on? Well, this week I relied on, of course, the wireframe, or last week was a wireframe from Miu, as well as the CSS values. I relied a lot on that and using Photoshop to get basically the background that I wanted to put on there. Any little minor, basically the UI is what I use mostly from my previous classes, as well as Visual Framework, some of the JavaScript code that was in there. Kind of used it to give me an idea of what I needed to do with jQuery, which benefited because I just kind of kept doing Google searches as I kept modifying it and looking into the jQuery API until I found out what exactly code I needed for it to make it work. And the last question we have this week is excuse my baby in the background. She's calling for attention here. But is optimized process in life. Well, other than having to optimize everything when you do have a baby, you have to figure out how to cook while you're holding her, do your homework while you're holding her. Certain parts of the day where one can hold and one can take care of while the other one goes and does their business. That I would have to say is a huge optimization. But more importantly, what's new would be my work, where we're dealing with databases and collecting feeds, which is kind of interesting. It's like JSON and everything else that we are working on now, especially comma separated values. And I kind of have to figure out how to start a new project at the same time while I'm waiting for the one current job that I'm working on to finish running. That I would have to say is my current biggest thing that I'm using optimization for. Not necessarily coding wise, but I have to optimize it to make it work to get the most amount of works and jobs done. And that concludes my week 2 video. See you guys all next week, or actually in my next video. Thank you.